we have a link between the second reading and the Gospel. The element of preaching the Word. The Apostle is aware of his call. He does it free of charge, and it is incumbent upon him to do so, for he is pressed. The Word saves. The Word orientates. And in the Gospel we find the Lord does not want to give all his time to healing bodies. They have to move on to other places, for there too he has come to proclaim the good news. Do we understand the power of a sermon? A while back, I happened to be at the ordination of a deacon, and it is interesting that in the beautiful ceremony there was a repeated hint that homilies should not be long. That is coming, of course, from an Irish Catholic background, where there seems to be a horror of anything that goes on. But the fruits of that approach are what they are. For in limiting preachers to 5 minutes or so, the result is that they are not being allowed to have a developed sermon, only a few thoughts. And so a structured argument may not happen. A few platitudes, a story, preferably a joke. But the fruits are what they are. And massively, it would seem that the nation is no longer catechized. There is an instinctive, vestigial Catholic faith, enough to get them to a funeral. But much depth of sense beneath is seldom to be found. Now, it's important to look this head on because no one ever seems to talk about it. What is actually happening, if we observe, is that people are leaking, creeping out, going to other places. Why should the born-again Christians swell in ranks? Why should fringe forms of Catholicism attract so much? Is it because they're not getting what they need where they should be getting it? St. Paul VI was aware of the issue and wrote about it in a solemn document in 1975, Evangelii Nunciandi, and he warned that we should not be allowing this to happen. He put it this way: let us not leave to others what belongs to us. And he was referring to high-powered evangelization, door to door, by sects and so on, while we allow our people to trickle away. The sects are full of lapsed Catholics. Why? And so we need to look again on this day where preaching is a central theme of the Gospel, to the very issue of the quality of what the people of God are getting in church on a Sunday. Already in the interests of participation, the first part of the liturgy is in all probability sacrificed, because the quality of readership is what it is, and anyone is allowed to get up and proclaim the Word of God, and usually it's at high speed. And if then what belongs to the ordained minister is also sacrificed because people have important things to do, then we're in serious trouble. The Word of God, empowered to change and save, is no longer able to have its effect. Isn't old Nick clever? We do well then to listen, to take up the scriptures ourselves, to let them permeate our being, to spend time on the day of the Lord with the Lord, remembering also how in this very gospel it is indicated that despite the Lord's activity, he took care to get up a long while before dawn and go to a solitary place and there pray. Adoremus in aeternum sanctissimum sacramentum laudate Dominum omnes gentes laudate eum omnes populi quoniam confirmata est super nos misericordia eius et veritas Domini manet in aeternum. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto, sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Adoremus in aeternum sanctissimum sacramentum. Holy God, Holy Mate, Holy Immortal, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Holy God, Holy Mate, Holy Immortal, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Holy God, Holy Mate, Holy Immortal, have mercy on